and I'm gonna be extremely brief on this one. I saw something last week, and then I got an email from the associate. And the crazy thing about it is, it wasn't my first time seeing what I saw, and I started thinking about how many times. Hold on. How many times other people are making the same mistake? So let's get straight into it without even doing it on purpose, okay? Very often, members of the LGBTQ community are offended by the sales associate that did not intend to be offensive, did not even realize what they were doing could be taken as offensive, but without the right explanation or without the right tutelage or somebody educating them on the do's and don'ts when you're dealing with people, they walk themselves into the landmine inadvertently. And let me give you an example of what I mean. Last week, while training, two ladies came in to the dealership looking at a vehicle. And while asking questions, they both were assisting and whatnot. And the sales associate said to the woman, who was the one who was kind of more inquisitive, he said, okay, do you need to reach out to your husband, or when can your husband come up? And the lady said, this is my husband. And they stormed out and they left. And it began to make me think back on how many other occasions I've seen it to where the sales associate interacted with someone and assumed because it was two men in there that somebody had to go talk to a wife, or assumed because there's two women in there somebody had to go talk to a mother, or speak to a husband for the okay. And let me make sure you fully understand something. Even outside of the LGBTQ community, there was once upon a time where if a male and a female walked into the dealership, you would assume that the male was going to be the one making the decision. So what salespeople do, they would tailor all of their questions to the male, to get their feedback. And we talking about 70s, the 80s, and even parts of the 90s. Okay, so let's fast forward. And now the game has completely changed. Where if you see a male and a female walk in, don't assume that because he's there that he's the one that's buying, got the credit or the money. You'll find out that the lady has got the credit, she's got the job making the money, and she's the one that's buying. He's just there as a trophy piece to kind of, show that, hey, I got some backup. Now let's take it to the LGBTQ side. And I've heard this firsthand from several. And just a full disclaimer, my youngest son is a member of that community. And whether my beliefs were for it or against it did not matter. Matter of fact, once a loved one so close to me was in that community, I had to open my eyes up and realize that what a person's sexual preference is really doesn't matter. But how does that equate to the dealership? It equates because males and females make the mistake of assuming that because this woman is in there by herself, or because this male is in there by themselves, they're going to go speak to a significant other who is a member of the opposite sex. Not so. So when you're dealing with your customers, as opposed to saying husband or wife, say spouse or significant other. Never even say your better half, because that's an insult. You tell somebody, hey, you're going to speak to your better half? That's bullcrap. They are the better half. You know what I'm saying? So when you're speaking with your guests, make sure if you see two ladies or two males, if you're speaking to somebody that's one person there and they have a significant other, always use the word significant other or spouse. Never, ever, ever assume. Because these two ladies coming in there, you think that they're mother and daughter or sisters, but they're literally husband and wife. Or you see the two males coming in and you believe that that's father and son or brothers or maybe that, or something of that nature, or best friend. No, that's their significant other. And folks, think about it. It happens time and time again. Now, those people, those ladies just happened to get vocal and said, no, this is my husband. Imagine the customers that never say anything and just walk out. And you never know, or the sales associate never knows just how much they offended that person. And so this video was created strictly based off what I saw last week, the email that I got today. And if you are someone that's at the dealership, when you're interacting with males and females, never say husband or wife until they tell you that this is their husband and wife, and maybe give you a name. His name is Steve. Well, you still want to play it safe, because nowadays people get name changes, people get sex changes. And let me hip you to some game. When you tap into that community, from what I know, from my son being a part of it and all of the people that I met through him, man, people in that community tend to have really good credit and tend to be very, very good and easy to deal with. And when you crack that code and enter that community as somebody that's trustworthy, treats people with respect, Katie bar the door because they coming. It's just like when you crack the Hispanic market. When you crack the Hispanic market, Katie bar the door. When you crack the Asian market, it's Katie bar the door. And that LGBTQ community, like I said, they have good credit. They're very easy to deal with. But don't assume that when you see two people of the same sex, that they are just mother and daughter or father and son or sisters. They may be husband and husband. And if it's females, husband and wife. So please keep that in the forefront of your mind while you're dealing with people. And on top of that, listen, there's less than 48 hours for you to take advantage of the How to Dominate at the Dealership program. Literally for only less than $70. It's going up to 127 in the next, it's almost close to 36 hours left. And folks, there's a 90-day money-back guarantee on it. And literally thousands of people in the United States and around the world are using the same exact information that I'm sharing with you to benefit and boost their life. There's literally over 700 men and women that I've trained and I've worked with that are in the $70,000 and up club, and that could be you. So look in the live chat area or look in the description of this video. And what you will see in the comment section, and I'll add in another spot, or click on another video. Take advantage. These things I'm talking about right now are more in depth on it. Click the link and get started. Take advantage of it because if it's tight for you now, imagine what it's going to be when the price adjusts. And this is all coming from love. I travel, I train, and I get paid that way. This is strictly because a gentleman named Raul said there's a certain demographic of people that it doesn't matter. If I gave it away for free, they would never take advantage of it and keep complaining. And then there's another demographic of people that whenever I have events, whenever I offer products, they literally buy it in droves. And so read between the lines for me, people, without being disrespectful. Which demographic are you? Because I am an African-American male, should I say a male of African descent. And I know that there are many people that come from the grit just like I did, that are looking for a way to sell their way out. And the best person to listen to is somebody not who was born with a silver spoon in their mouth, but damn it, dug in the dirt, went through the grit and made it. And these things that I'm sharing with you, these tidbits, will take you a long way. And if you think these tidbits and the videos that you've watched for free on YouTube or something, imagine when you invest in the program, instant access, one-time investment, you have access to it for life. There's no, you have to log in, there's no time where it expires. One-time investment, you get access for life. And literally, thousands of people are using it that have increased their sales, that have used it for promotion. Some people took what they learned and actually went and started a business of their own that wasn't even in the automotive industry, because at the end of the day, good information is good information. And the second largest purchase next to buying a home is a vehicle. So if you can sell a person a vehicle, you can definitely sell anything. And I'm here to show you, I'm here to help you. So click that link, go take advantage of it. It's almost less than 36 hours, 36 hours. Okay. And then after that, people say, oh, Brian, I get emails all the time. People saying, can you send me this? Can you give me that? Can you work with me? Listen, man, good information, free information is typically can be good, but great information is never free, never free. So people say, well, Brian, you selling, you damn straight. Why would you want to invest in a program from somebody who is not practicing what he preached? I work with some of the biggest dealer groups in the country. I'm asked to speak at some of the biggest automotive conferences. I'm brought in, a college dropout, to speak at colleges. Why? Because my track record speaks for itself. I am the rose that grew through the concrete, just like many others. And I'm taking everything that I've learned, the good, and I bottled it up for you, and I put it in audios, videos, PDFs that are literally at your fingertips for less than $70. You're not going to find anybody anywhere that's offering what I'm offering for this industry, especially from somebody as reputable. So click that link, go get started. Appreciate you for taking time to jump in. But remember, significant other, spouse, because they'll walk out and you won't even know you offended them. And at the end of the day, a person's sexual orientation and preference is none of our business, because their money is green like ours. Their debit cards slide just like ours. They checks clear just like ours. And like I said, when you crack that community, Katie bar the door. And they're known for having good credit and being very neat and easy to deal with when you treat them with the proper respect. All right, so I'm Brian Maxwell. Thank you for chiming in. Make sure you click that link and get started. There's literally almost only 36 hours left. And if you think about it, for 1 month, let's take it to 1 month. I like the reduction to ridiculous. 1 month. If I told you to give me $2 a day for 1 month, and I give you information and tools where you can make $100,000 a year for the rest of your life, would you do it? Of course you would. Of course you would. And that's what I'm doing right now. One-time investment, these materials are yours for life. And you get 2 coaching sessions with me every month for the next 3 months. So not only do you get the information that you can download, listen to your Bluetooth, listen to it on your phone, read the PDFs. If you get stuck with a customer, just say, hey, excuse me for a second, talk to my manager. Look down, you got it. Listening to it on the way to the dealership, getting yourself filled up with the juice to go get it done. It's all here for you. And don't let me down. I'm tired of people doubting what it is that a certain demographic of people are willing to do. I'm a firm believer because I come from it, so I know it's bullshit. Help me prove them wrong. Help me prove them wrong. Help me prove them wrong. So get started, and I'm going to be hiring trainers to go out on the road and work with dealerships, okay? And if you're somebody that's been looking to figure out how can you get into the training game, how can you make $5,000, $10,000 a week going out to share information with people, get started in the program. Because I'm only selecting and hiring directly out of the program. And if you've been following me, you see my videos. I'm all over the country. And guess what? You can be too. So click that link, get started. Again, I'm Brian Maxwell, and I look forward to seeing you at the dealership and on the coaching calls. So get started. But remember, respect is everything. The LGBTQ community, regardless of any sexual preferences, when you treat them right, they will funnel business your way. Funnel it. So don't say husband or wife. It's always spouse or significant other. Don't assume it's 2 ladies, that's mother and daughter. That could be husband and wife. Don't assume because it's 2 men, it's father and son. That could be husband and husband. All right? So again, I'm out of here for the 3rd time. Click that link and make sure you hit that like button, y'all. But let's prove these motherfuckers wrong. I know you want it. This is your opportunity to go get it. And again, if you can't afford it now, imagine how you think you're going to be able to afford it later. And guess what? With the way the country is, if you're dependent on a politician or somebody else to fix your day-to-day situation, it's never going to happen. So rock with me. I come from where you come from. Rock with me. All right, y'all. Take it easy.